Morgan Stanley, that really large U.S. company, has just given us an example of what not to do with your old gear. Cybersecurity or Security 101 rule, very, very basic, and they've broken it. What are you talking about, Scott? Well, it turns out that they were retiring a bunch of old servers at the main office and at branch offices throughout the company. And while I don't know this for sure, by reading it, it appears that they hired a third-party company to come and take the stuff. Okay, except they didn't take the hard drives out of the servers. So what ended up happening is some of this private information has now started to leak out about their clients. And now, naturally, once people started getting notified that this has happened, we've seen, I think it's 4, we might be up to 6, it might be even more now, people that are launching lawsuits. And now a class action lawsuit is being launched because Morgan Stanley didn't bother to take the time to safeguard their client data. That data was sitting on the hard drives and they basically gave them away. They did, Security 101. Remove the hard drives from any gear that you're retiring. I'm talking about computers, servers, and even your network printers. You may not realize this, but those big, we call them multifunction printer scanners that usually everybody prints to, they're big, they got a bunch of paper drawers. There's a hard drive inside there, and if you are scanning confidential information, that is getting stored on that hard drive as it prints out. So when you go to turn that printer in, guess what? There's probably copies of some confidential stuff on that hard drive. You're going to want to make sure you have guarantees that whomever you're trading that printer in with is going to destroy or at least wipe that hard drive. It's not practical always to destroy a hard drive, but you should at least, at minimum, wipe it. And there's special software out there that will wipe it to what they call military grade or government grade. It basically writes zeros and ones all over the hard drive. Mostly, I say 0 and 1s, but I think it's just zeros. It's called zeroing out the hard drive. And they'll overwrite every sector on the hard drive like 50 times. Makes it very, very hard to recover any data. I had a college professor say, hey, the only 100% way guaranteed that data will never be recovered from that hard drive, destroy the drive. That's the only way. The platters, if you've never opened up a hard drive to see what it looks like, they're platters, almost like a CD. You break that platter, you're not going to be able to get the data back. But for the love of God, don't just give them away. Like, don't say, okay, well, we're not going to use this computer anymore and we'll donate it to charity or we'll let somebody take it home. You're letting company data walk out the door with it. And that is not good. That breaks cybersecurity or Security 101, the basics. And think about it. Stanley Morgan, this huge company, they have IT guys. They got departments. If they can overlook such a basic rule, I'm betting a lot of us in smaller companies are doing the same thing. So learn from the mistakes of the big guys. That's probably going to end up costing them a pretty penny by the time all these lawsuits are done. All they had to do was take the hard drives out. Let the servers go, but take the drives. Take the information. Make sure that stuff was safeguarded. They dropped the ball, and now they're going to have to pay for it. And it's going to be a bit painful for them, I suspect. Hey, thanks for tuning in on Scott on Security. It's always a pleasure to be here and sharing some knowledge and some wisdom and trying to make sure that we all stay on our toes when it comes to security and protecting ourselves, our family, our companies. Like to see you keep that hard-earned money that you have inside your own pockets. Today I got a phone call this morning, I digress, from Windows Security. Maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow. Stay safe out there.